Bonjour, je suis à Toulouse, France. Aujourd'hui, je dois donner mon conseil comment parler le français depuis un an. Et j'ai des conseils et avis pour comment apprendre pour devenir conversationnel avec les personnes. Je n'ai pas parfait, mais n'est pas nécessaire. So it's not necessary to speak perfectly, but it is good to be able to express yourself. And I've been doing this for a year. I wanted to give some of my tips and advice on anyone thinking about it to hurry up and quicken their timeline. And each of these things were just so great. And I just wanted to talk about it individually. Now, the best thing you can do, you don't have to travel to the city immediately. I actually wouldn't advise that. I think one of the best things to do is to get a fun app. So I'm teaching my daughter the language as well, and she got a really fun app for the kids called Lingo Deer. I absolutely love it. It keeps her attention. She was doing Rosetta Stone, but Rosetta Stone was just too boring. But the app is great because it leads you through a more structured way. The second thing, I'm just going to talk about me, and then I'm going to do another video on how to teach your kid a language, because I'm teaching her as well. And I think I'm going to do it where you and her watch me go through some of the practices I'm going to give you first. So I'll just talk about as an adult and just make note there's a difference for kids. The second thing I would recommend is to go to italki.com and get a tutor. You can get them from, if you get them from France, they're usually $15 to $25 for 30 minutes or an hour. But if you get them from Cameroon or Haiti or Morocco or Tunisia, it's usually $5 or $6, $4, $5 or $6. And that's a great place to start, okay? It's lower money. You can do that several times a week. I started doing 3 to 4 times a week, and I had new Spanish, so it wasn't crazy foreign, but it's still a more complex language. So that's what I'd recommend first. Get a cute app and then try to meet with a tutor. The tutors will accelerate you really high. Like, honestly, you don't even need to visit the country with tutors, because they're just going to take you to such a far place and make it so much more conversational very quickly and help you with your vocabulary. The third thing my tutor had me do that was really big was she had me read to her, and she would just correct my pronunciation. And I did that like every other day for 4 weeks. And the amount of comprehension that just escalated, because you're taking in all this and you're speaking it. And I just could talk better and call words, because I had words I didn't even knew what they meant really, but I had seen them written. C'était means like it was, or I was, or there was, like in these books. And I'm like, c'était. All of a sudden I'm using it, but I didn't even know what it meant, but I knew that it meant like there was, you know what I mean, or it was. And so it was just really good for small things like that. The third thing is what really helped me was traveling, okay? So notice it was third. It wasn't the first or second. You don't need to come immediately. But the third thing was traveling to these locations. And first I traveled with my daughter to Quebec, and then I traveled to France. Quebec is a little easier to get to from the United States. Then I traveled over to France, and that worked out really well. Now, to maximize your time traveling, here are a couple of tips, although I have more tips. One tip is to budget travel, because when you budget travel, you live like a local. So when you take buses versus Uber, like Uber is good, just talk to your driver. Drivers are usually really interested in knowing people, so that's really cool, because I swear to God, Uber drivers and taxi drivers are how you learn languages when you first get someplace. But when you have to take the bus, you have to talk to people. You have to ask which bus line, how does it get there, does it go to this, at what time, and you have to all those questions. When you budget travel, you also have to where am I going? All these little, so this is a small little alley, and we're going to go down there. So let's go. So when you budget travel, also you have to go to the grocery store. You have to ask, where are the eggs? The eggs are going to be on top of, they're going to be on the shelves and not in the fridge. But where are this? How did that? Do they have blue cheese dressing? Fromage bleu? Il y a fromage bleu, une sauce? Like I was asking about last night. And oué, and so living cheaply not only saves you money so you can travel more, but it forces you to live more like a local. You have to ask about local things. No guidebook will have it written. That's the other thing. And the third thing is like, do the local meetup and language exchanges. So I offer myself, like, I can do consultations if you want to do solo travel and learn the language, how you can do it on your own without a university or class, but in a way that you can make local friends. So the language exchanges are super easy to find in each city. And so I sort of have like a few sources that I've tapped into to use to find them. I'd recommend that because then you're meeting people who are open to meeting people and becoming friends. One of the guys I'm dating, I learned through that. So, and he's in Marseille, so whatever. But yeah, it's just a really good, like, don't use it to hook up, but I'm just saying it's a really good way to actually meet people and like really get to know them and talk to them. So it's perfect, right? It's just the perfect medium. Meetup.org is one, but they have a lot of online meetups. So there's a couple of other sources you can use. They're different though. So I have to like research for every single city to find them. And I have to sort of do the search in French too to find them sometimes. So, but those are really good and easy. So if you go, I tend to recommend that for you. And, the other advice that really helped, they're going to say this, but there's all these YouTube videos of people who are teaching French. So get the subject you're interested for in the day and put it in a little playlist to go for a walk, get your 10,000 steps. While you're getting your 10,000 steps, go ahead and play those videos. And when you're done with those videos for that subject, go and look up exercises so you can practice those particular things you learned. Do exercises to make sure your comprehension is high. And I do that pretty much every day with like a different subject. Sometimes I revisit the same subject if I don't really understand it. But yeah, that is another tip. Another one that's really fun is like, I actually really like French songs. I think as far as like a country outside of America that has music just as good, I have to really say I'm liking French music really, really, really well. So that's been really great. So it's a pleasure because, man, they take influences from everywhere. One song sounds Jamaican. This song is rap. This song is, like the Cranberries. Like they take influences from everywhere and they're very artistic. So that means their music is on point. So that's been really fun because I'll do like a top songs of 2023. I'll find like the 6 songs that I like out of all 20. And then I'll get something with parole is how they put lyrics. You put parole, French English lyrics. And and you just do that. And there's so many words I'm learning that way and how to say it and pronounce it, as well as the slang. And on some songs, I have to slow them down to like 0.75 if it's a fast song, or 0.5. Sing it a couple times on my own, and then I have it at full speed and I can get like 80% of the words singing along. That one's really fun as well. I don't have time to do the movies and TV shows, but I'd like to, but they do suggest it. So if you have the time, now if I could watch these TV shows while walking, I could do it, but I can do the music ones, sing along to the music while walking. I can listen to the videos while walking. So 10,000 steps, not only does it trim your waistline and help you lose weight, it is a perfect time to learn French. So it's like my French 2 to 3 hours. Now, my brain starts to explode after 90 minutes. And I just got to turn it off. So I just cannot do it for that long. There is a stopping point for my brain. But that is what I'm doing here in Toulouse. And then the budget travel. I'm going to do a couple videos on budget travel coming up. And so how I get over here and what I've done to be able to budget travel here in this country. And get from the States to here, as well as teaching my child it. But if you wanted a consultation on traveling yourself and learning the language and you wanted tips and advice, please let me know. I'm planning on taking my daughter to Montreal. She's in a French immersion school and we do work outside of it. I'm thinking of recording one of our sessions together because she does her French homework from her class every day, but then I do homework on top of that. Then she does like the language app I told you, but that's only like it only takes her 10 minutes, but that 10 minutes is enough, right? Especially with the dialogue practice I put her through. So we'll see how she goes, right? All right. I hope this was helpful. Contact me if you want to schedule a consultation, and thank you so much. Goodbye.